Today I want to make a video of what's inside this battery operated grinder. This is from Parkside. It uses a 20 volts battery which you can interchange with different tools, and I bought this one from Lidl, but when I bought it I did not open it, after when I went into the garage or something to check it if this was okay, and this was not okay. Someone went inside and swapped the electric motor. They swap, I think, the head here, and I don't know what I think even the casing, because the casing is quite old, and I did not, it's a trouble to return those things in Lidl, so I did not went and return it. But I want to show you exactly what's inside and what they did when they gave it back. Someone basically went, bought a grinder with 30, imagine it, do something like that for 20-30 euros, right? They went bought with 20-30 euros. They swap the insides, or they swap the, I don't even know, they put the old one, all the old one, basically all the parts, they put the old one inside the box and they return it. Basically you cannot remove, I don't know if they glue this four screws, you cannot remove them, so I have to improvise here a little bit to remove the top, to remove the head. Basically, again, like I said, for 20-30 years you're gonna do something like that. They just went, change everything, or again, or put the old one inside the box and they return it back to Lidl. The Lidl never check it, and they just, and I was there unfortunately to buy it. Yes, this has a guarantee, but usually when tools, or if I can see that the tool is broken, I'm gonna go and return it. I wanted to see and maybe try to repair it by my own, but unfortunately this has damaged the not the point, I think. As you can see here, I should have noticed because this had already a lot of grind dust, so I should have already noticed, and it was quite old. You can see, I mean, basically you can see the 20 VT, how old it is. It was my mistake that I did not notice it, and if I have moved this one I would knew that there's something wrong. And even this one, it spins a little bit, there's a lot of play, I don't know why, but nevertheless, basically this is the head. There's a lot of bunch of gears here. I will show you what's inside of this one. And I did not, the other thing that I should have noticed is that there was missing a lot of screws. They just put 2 or 3 screws back and they just return it back to Lidl. Again, I'm not saying that it's Lidl's fault, but they should have checked their tools better, or the returns better, because I've seen that happening many times, and unfortunately I was the one that got scammed. Again, nothing against Lidl, but they should do a better check. It was in a box, sealed and everything, they put the tire, because Lidl only put the tire on their tools, and that's it. Like I say, you should have opened it inside the car and see that it's already missing the screws. I would have returned it that time, but I did not. I just wanted to open it, see maybe I can fix. And you will see when I open it what's going on. I mean, I don't have to tell you much. You can see that it's all rusted. Maybe this was underwater or something. Yes, the electric spins, but you have the brushes, not points, the brushes. You have inside 2 brushes, and the brushes are smoking. I did try to change. I found exactly the same. I did change them, but they're still smoking. The electric motor is overheating. The board itself is good, so I can reuse the board if I have, because I can find a grinder like that in my local bazaar and swap the board and just throw the electric motor out, this one, and put the new one in. So yeah, the brushes are basically destroyed, even though there was still meat on the brushes. That's, I don't understand why is it smoking. And the bearings were locked. I tried to put a little bit of WD-40 and grease to free them up, and you can see, I don't know if you can see now inside, but there's a lot of dirt, a lot. This grinder was used for a long time. To have so much grinding dust inside, it's crazy. All everywhere basically it has a grinding dust. But again, I'm not sure what exactly they did, because I cannot understand why it was missing. If the casing is old, right? Because you can see here the discoloration. If the casing is old, the head, maybe the head is new. So maybe the only thing they changed is the head. The casing is old again. The electric motor, you can see that it's rusted, so for sure this was changed. And then the board seems to be okay, but still it has some rust and some spots. Even the battery connector here. So I'm not exactly sure why was missing the bolts. I mean, they tried to swap things and they just decided that let's just return the old grinder and keep the new one and get our money back or buy something else, right? Because they get for sure they get refunded. Or basically they left with two good grinders. They returned the old one, they took a new one, and they already had the new one because they swapped this one. So again, I don't understand why. Why would you do something like that? Why would you? I mean, this is not a Milwaukee. This is not a Makita that costs 300 euros. In that tools, I understand why would you change it, but this is a Parkside. They are not worth money, messing up with. But really, this is so bad. And I tried to find the electric motor online. I cannot find it. I cannot find it. So like I said, I'm gonna have to wait to go to my local scrap meet or bazaar, whatever you want to call it. Find the exact same grinder and see if that one has a broken electric motor. No, if that one has a broken board, then I can swap the board. Or if that one works perfectly, just needs a battery. I have already battery. But this is a loss. Except the board. I mean, I do have different tools that I could swap the board in and have like a 20-volt tool, but again, I'm gonna wait to see if I can find a grinder that maybe has a good electric motor and it has a bad board, because there are some that have brushless. And I don't believe that you can put the brushless because this is a different system. This is with brushes, the brushless will have different connections. But again, it's so pity that why would you do that? I immediately, like I said, when I saw that it's missing the screws already, because it was only holding one here, and two screws on the head, I already knew that there's something wrong, that I should have tested it before not before I took it from the store, but before I came back home, because go back and forth, for 20 or 30 minutes drive, I'm not in the mood. And again, when I open it, I knew that I cannot do anything, and how will I go and explain it to Lidl that this isn't my fault that I bought it like that, right? How could I explain this when they will say that maybe I tried to do something? But now it's a lesson. I'm always checking my tools now that I bought from Lidl. I'm checking them before I leave the garage of Lidl. So in case I need, I will just go and return it. But again, I really don't understand. And I heard that many times before from different people that they bought tools that everything was inside changed. Not only tools, different things from Lidl. There's a specific group of people that are doing that. I don't want to say who, but they are. I have an idea who is doing it. Not only, but a lot of people. And again, I don't know what they did, because even the screws of the head here up, they are all mangled up. As you can see, I don't know if they tried to remove it or they could not remove it, or just they wanted to piss someone and just put super glue, because I try my best to remove it and I can't. And the head it has a little bit of play, but it seems that it's pretty okay, so I may use this again. If I can find a grinder that will maybe have a bad head or bad electric motor, I can always swap them in. But what can you say, this is our video today. I just wanted to share my opinion. Thank you for watching, subscribe, like and share, and I hope I will see you in the next one.